welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but here we are in Albuquerque, New Mexico at 5,000 feet where the air is thin. Now, this was an A race for me, and I did a lot of training leading up into this race and really came into it healthy with high expectations. Now, this was a 3-event series. So we had the time trial on Thursday, we had the road race on Saturday, and we had the Criterium on Sunday. We're going to kind of touch base on what happened with all 3 events, and then we will kind of talk about my training leading up into this race, and we will talk about what happened in this race and how I failed miserably again. So, time trial. Super, pretty much wide open course, out and back, couple turns, nothing too crazy. Pre-rode the course the day before. I flew in on Wednesday, was able to get out there and do about 20 miles of the course. Everything looked awesome. Showed up Thursday morning ready to do my time trial as one of the first guys out on the course, and we had a pretty good headwind heading out. Now, after speaking with my coach Owen Schott, I've had the tendency of going out of the gate a little too hot on most time trials or just any race in general. I just Zwift start all the time. So I made a decision that I was going to stick to my power numbers for this time trial, no matter what. Now, we had a headwind going out. Or a tailwind going out. We had a tailwind going out. And I think the issue where I made the mistake in the time trial is I probably should have used that tailwind to my advantage and made a game time decision to change up my plans, because I think that's what everybody else did. Now, my numbers were good, but when I got to the turnaround point, after a pretty decent, -1, -2% downhill, maybe a -5, made the U-turn, and I started to make my way back. Now, at this point, we had like a crosswind, and we had a climb, so that slowed me down, being a bigger guy. And when we made the left, I was in basically a block headwind. Now, I haven't done a lot of dialing myself in on my time trial bike, and I probably should get a little bit more aero on it. But I think what happened was I wasn't able to get aero enough in the headwind section as much as my competitors could. And I think that slowed me down. So I honestly might have had a better time trial result if I would have went deeper on the tailwind section and held my power on the headwind section. I ended up getting 3rd place, which is not terrible, but time trialing, I'm pretty decent at time trialing, so I thought I was going to do better, but I can't complain because I haven't touched my time trial bike all year long. I think I put 10 miles on the bike leading up to the event. Now, had a rest day. Ended up doing some sightseeing around Albuquerque. If you ever get the chance to go, it is really a lot of cool things to do. The food is awesome there, and the hiking is awesome. So I spent better part of the morning hiking on top of some mountain. I don't even know the name of it, but that was awesome. And showed up ready to do the road race on Saturday. Now, this road race, it's right around 5,000 feet, climbs up to like probably 6,000 feet. One pretty decent climb within the road race. Nothing crazy, but it's long enough that you notice it, and it's steep enough that it hurts. Not a whole lot happened in the first 10 minutes of the race. Ended up having 2 people go clear from the group pretty early on, let them go up the road. I launched an attack. We ended up going clear from the group too, and we bridged up to the breakaway group. And as soon as we caught them, there's a whole lot of confusion, not a whole lot of rotation. We couldn't really get on sync, and the attack started to happen. Well, I was able to cover one of the attacks, and we went up the road, and we all worked really well together, and we put some time on the field. Now, this road race had some weird things happen in it. About as we're finishing up the first lap, the motorbike official comes up to us, and he goes, "You're racing to the 1K mark." And we kind of all look at ourselves. I think it's 3 of us in the breakaway, and we're like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "There's bad weather coming, just race to the 1K mark. We're going to neutralize the race." And it was a lot of like confusion because are they going to restart the race? Are they neutralizing the race? He really had no idea how to explain it to us. So as we made the final climb into the right-hand turn to the downhill, one of the guys goes clear from us, and he's going full gas. And I'm kind of like looking like kind of confused, like why are we racing right now to the 1K mark? Well, he crosses the line and puts his arms up, and this is when all the confusion set in, because the group behind us, the chase group, had no idea that we were going to neutralize the race. And I think I just lost the race because, of weather. And, there was a lot of talk about not restarting it. So we all waited around for a better half of an hour to restart this race. Luckily, they were able to give us our time back. When they restarted the race, I think we had like 30-40 seconds on the field at that point. So we were able to head off, the 3 of us, and I just decided to just go full on beast mode. I just wanted to put as much time on the field as I possibly could. We put 4 minutes on the field by the finish. Now, coming into the feed zone, and I'm not sure if this is like, I know it's an unwritten rule, but I also understand it's the national championships, but I look to my left and I ask one of the breakaway guys, "Hey, are you good? Do you want water?" And he said no, and as soon as I looked around, I get attacked on the right-hand side on a climb in the feed zone. And he goes clear. I'm in the wrong gear, my hands on the hoods, I couldn't respond. The other guy was able to respond. He jumped on the back of his wheel, and they went up the road, and they created a gap pretty damn quick. Now, I kind of panicked because I was like, obviously my legs are pretty toast, but I held 400 watts, and I kind of kept them right within reach. But I knew we were going into another climbing section. So I was trying so hard to catch them. Unfortunately, I was probably 50 yards from them, 25, 50 yards, and the other, they jumped again and on the final climb. So I knew at that point I'm racing for 3rd place. I knew I had 3rd place in the bag. And I finished up the day on 3rd, 20 seconds down from the winner. So congratulations on your win. And now brings us into the Criterium. Now, the Criterium, as you see, a wide open course, super windy day. Weather was fantastic. And I had plans to really sit in this entire race and really just put like a last 2-lap attack in. But I was able to get away solo really early in the race. So I just, some momentum went. I carried that momentum through. I put a little effort in. I didn't get out of the saddle. I just kind of, attacked, right? A gap opened up super fast. And from there, I was caught by one guy from Rush Cycling. Now, he had a teammate in the back that really kind of helped with the success of this breakaway, because honestly, the 2 of us, I don't think we would have stayed away from the peloton if it wasn't for his teammate that caused a lot of disruptions within the peloton. From there, the 2 of us worked really well together, taking our poles, and we were eventually caught. One guy from United Cycling was able to jump the gap, went solo across, and as soon as he caught us, he went right to work too. So it's always good. I understand when you have to bridge a massive gap, but when you catch that breakaway, I get rest up, take a breather, and then get to work, because what will happen is that it kind of ruins the dynamic of the breakaway when one person jumps on that wasn't there, and then they stop working, and then the other guy stops working, and then it's like up to either one person to push it But with us three, we all worked really well together the entire race. I think it was about 20 minutes left of the race before we started playing games. Last lap games, typical cat and mouse. One person attacks, then the other one doesn't, and then the one doesn't pull through. But it really didn't happen to the degree that I'm used to it happening. We worked really well together until basically the sprint. We slowed down definitely, but it was never any like super explosive attacks from the back trying to create any kind of separation and drop each other. And this is where I think the problem is that we had the guy from United Cycling, Grayson, very confident on his sprint. And it just, congrats to him. I'll tell you right now, he won. And it is what it is. I'm not a sprinter. Make every excuse in the book. I'm just not fast twitch. Can I win out of a select breakaway group? Yeah, but when you have somebody like that is a great top level sprinter like him, from what I'm told, it's hard to win. So kudos to him. We're coming into got about probably 3 laps of this race left, and you'll see I'm on the front, doing probably more work than I should be doing, but kind of already knew. I've been out in the front of the race for 45 minutes or something like that, so I knew I wouldn't have the legs for the sprint anyways. And as you see, we start looking back, we're swerving all around, but there's no real attacks. It's never really an explosive attack. We're coming around, and this is where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try something right here. Everybody's looking back. They know an attack might come. We're looking to see where the field's going. Are they chasing? And yeah, they're full gas trying to bring us back at this point. And I wouldn't say we were completely away. We definitely could have got caught. But I'm sitting, I'm third wheel, like in the breakaway. Like I'm in a draft right now. This far swing right. I'm still sitting third wheel. I'm in good position. And honestly, I should have attacked right now. Now watching this footage, attacking and closing, going onto that inside would have been the best. Right here, I missed the jump, not paying attention. Huge miss of the jump. And the gap opened up. I was able to get the gearing right and close down the absolute mess of a jump I had. And I was able to get second place. So it's not terrible, but if I had another 50 meters, I think it would have been a little bit different. But congrats to United Cycling. It was a hell of a race, a fun time, a great weekend, and definitely look forward to more racing and bring more races to you guys. Thank you for watching.